Do it.
Let's go. Three, two, one. We are back with the Lightforge Arena tier list valuation stream for Ashes of Outlands. I am Odwicta.
This is Merps. We're going to talk about Rogue, the class that always starts off OP until they adjust it because of the dagger. But if you think rogues are going to be overpowered because of the cards they have, the new cards that they get from Ashes of Outlands, I don't know what to tell you about that.
It is very bad. It's been very bad for like a while.
That dagger does so much work, though. That
So
dagger
much
does
work.
so much work.
So much work.
Yep.
It's just I don't know what's okay. Like Clever Disguise was pretty good when it came out, but it's not terribly exciting. Unidentified Contract is very good, but for the most part, like rogues are living off their classic card.
Yeah.
The new cards that are coming in, the highest one's a 136, and it's again not an exciting card. We're gonna go through this really fast because rogues are like this is the like we told you don't play mage because nothing much is happening. Don't play rogue because it's so freaking boring.
It's just boring, yeah.
It's been boring for like the entirety of the Year of the Dragon, and this is not helping. I don't know what direction they're taking Rogue and Constructed, but in the arena, all right. So let's start off with this. So you're gonna have a few cards for Rogue actually that are in this area of like 136. There's one in 136 and then two on 135. So let's start with this one. 136, Cursed Vagrant. 7 mana, 7/5, Deathrattle, summon a 7/5 shadow with stealth. So it's a Raven Holt assassin that is like delayed, but you first get another 7/5 body.
Yeah. So when you play this, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. If you clear it, you don't actually clear it. If you don't clear it, well, you're not clearing something with 7 attack. So and then they use it and they still get like it's one of those things that's like really, really stupidly annoying. And that's why even though for 7 mana initially you're getting like really little. Really, really little. You're actually giving up tons of stats for the initial body. But what you get overall, even though it's delayed a little bit, is so annoying and so useful that it becomes a 136.
Yep. Yeah, even if you just add the health, right? It's like 7 mana, 7/10 plus then some, and then there's like a weird stealth they built it. It's just a bag full of stats and a good way to get lethal. Assuming you're not taunted. But like it's boring. And if you look at the card art, I don't know how this is dealing 7 damage to anyone on the first body. So definitely points
well, he's
off.
Cursed. He's cursed, so he has that demonic curse power.
Oh, this is not just the shadow.
It's not. I don't know, man. Anyways,
moving on. 135. We are starting. This thing that I want to support, but I can't find myself supporting it because they keep making it weird. You guys remember? I forget which expansion it is. I think it was Cabals and Catacombs. When they decided that rogues should start having secrets, despite having no like basic or classic set of secrets. So there was like the most easily predictable secrets ever, and they all sucked on top of being predictable.
Well,
Well, they're back, and they're better, but they're not any less predictable. They're still very easily predictable. You're really just playing like not secrets, you know, like your opponent knows what you've done.
Yeah.
Ambush is the
much
first
better
one.
now.
Yep, they are better now. Ambush is the first one. 2 mana, secret after your opponent plays a minion. After they play a minion, so in arena it's like almost every turn. Summon a Emperor Cobra. That's good. The one in Hunter required your opponent to attack a minion. In the arena, it's much more likely to summon a minion than to attack a minion.
This is just really good. Yeah. A 135, like a cheaper Cobra is really nice. So yeah. 135. That's like about the cap for a card like this that isn't like busted.
Yeah.
Like this is a totally fair premium card.
Okay. Let's talk about the other secrets first before we go back to the 135 zone. I want to talk about all the secrets. The next secret is at a 118. 118 is like Pitcrock level. It's like, I don't know, Dark Iron Dwarf level. Like, you get the idea. Like, they're good,
Yeah.
but you're not nothing special. 2 mana, secret. After your opponent casts a spell, draw 2 cards. Like, okay, fine. You're eventually going to draw 2 cards. Your opponent's going to cast some kind of a spell, but it's 2 mana for draw 2 cards. You're not really like, you're saving 1 mana for a delayed draw, you know?
Yeah.
Um, it
But it's not that. So, like, when you think about when you actually want the card draw, when your opponent is casting a spell, they're typically removing your stuff. So it's like if they remove your stuff, you having more options to repopulate or just respond in kind, that's really good. So this is one of those things where the timing kind of works out for you in general based on what they do.
Yep.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's even like kind of a high kind of rating for it. I probably wouldn't actually take it that high, but I also hate Rogue Secret.
Well, it's also just a secret, and
Yeah.
because of like the way that secrets are now, it does cause them to do strange things.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
And finally, we have Bamboozle, which is the epic secret, and it is coming in at a 66, which is Wisp level. So this one sucks. It is 2 mana.
I think some people are really surprised by this.
Yeah, I mean, just once you see how it works, you can't be that surprised. 2 mana, when one of your minions is attacked, transform it into a random one that costs 3 more. So first of all,
Okay.
remember, you're not tricking anyone. Okay? Your opponent has played a minion, because they always play a minion. Next, your opponent will think, oh, if I cast a spell, they may draw 2 cards, or it is something this bamboozle thing will trigger if I attack one of the minions. They're not going to play around the spell thing too much when they're attacking, right? Because they're separate trains of thought. One doesn't have anything to do with the other, and one draws cards, which doesn't even impact your board right now. So they're always going to play around the bamboozle and pick the minion that is not your like 5 mana 1/1 that had a battle cry that's, you know, going to now transform into a ridiculous minion. So when this secret transforms your minion into a random one that costs 3 more, it's gonna be on the honest side. Like, you're going to like have a 4 mana 4/4 that gets killed, or not killed, but it gets attacked into, and you're gonna summon a random 7-drop. So for 2 mana, you're getting, what's a random 7-drop worth? Like a 6/6?
Yeah.
So you're getting a +2/+2 at your opponent's discretion with RNG on top of it for 2 mana.
Yeah, this is one of those in which when I saw the initial score, I was like, oh, I think it should be a little bit higher. But then that's the problem, right? Okay, a random drop that costs 3 more. You're really just getting a +2/+2, right? Like that's
Like
that's
on
fair.
average, and then it
On
throws a whole bunch of
average,
RNG into it.
yes. There's a whole bunch of RNG. You are spending a card to, like you said, at your opponent's discretion, give you on average +2/+2 that you can't plan for. And that +2/+2, you don't get to choose which minion it goes on unless you have a huge taunt or a singular large minion.
Right.
And in that case, even in that case, you need it to kind of be damaged or you've already
Yeah.
used it.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't, then that's bad. Because if you have good minions, which you should have in your deck, if you just have that singular good minion put out, you paying another card, paying 2 mana, and then putting this out, even if everything goes as planned and they attack in, you having a good 5-drop that gets turned into a random 8-drop, for example, is still really, really bad. So once again, what I said on the break, is this something that is good for you on average? No. Is this something that you are going to lose to a disproportionate amount of time when you play if you are a 70-75% win rate player? Yes. So it's one of those cards that has a huge gap between how good it is in your hands versus how annoying / game losing it is when it is on the other side of your board. It's just one of those cards. It's like stupid Servant of Yogg-Saron when it first came out. Remember, like, it started off as not a good card just because of the way that the meta was, right? And it's one of those cards in which, in your hands, not great. When your opponent plays it, really, really good. Once again, this is when Servant of Yogg-Saron first came out. I understand these days, because of the way the game is structured, it is very good, actually. But that's how you should think of Bamboozle.
Yep.
You are getting on average a extremely wide standard deviation that on average is +2/+2 on a minion that's not of your choosing, that is delayed stats, and you need to have a hit on something that's already damaged. Otherwise, it's actually just really bad, even with all of those conditions that we just set.
Yeah. So a lot of conditions, very bad. It tries to bamboozle you, actually, right, into picking it because it looks like a somewhat decent secret. It looks like it's a little tricky. But once you see it played and you react to it and you have some experience with that, you'll see it's a pretty easy secret to play around. People keep thinking, oh, but like the thing that's generated, no one can predict, and so it like almost has initiative, right? Because it just like pops onto the board and immediately gets into a fight, and no one can react to it. So you've effectively given an initiative. But no, your opponent chooses the minion, which means your opponent, and you have no secrets. It's not a secret. Your opponent knows it's bamboozle. So your opponent will only attack into the minion if it is prepared for the bamboozle. So this is like if it were like a mage secret, I think you could like get some use, but like as a rogue secret, it's so bad. Like you don't get anything out of it. You're just putting things to the RNG gods, and it's not even a good RNG card. Like it makes you feel like there's something going on with the secret, but in reality, both you and the opponent will know everything that's happening.
Yeah. So this is one in which the more I think about it, I'm like, wow. Not like there is no upside. Like for what you get, for how much it's delayed, for how random it is, uh the average stats that you gain should be more, and also like how hard it is to set up optimally, it should be better than it is. But because you only get what you typically get in terms of stat buffs, but you can't control anything at all. 66, I think, is actually appropriate. Although I was surprised initially, and then the more I thought about it, the more I was like,
it just gets worse the more you think about it. And
the
once you
more you
play
think
with
about it,
it,
the worse
that's
it
like
gets.
worth a lot of thinking, right? So you'll immediately
Yes.
you'll realize pretty quickly. And to whatever extent it's like tricking noobs, it'll stop soon enough, hopefully. And also, you shouldn't have that much trouble beating noobs. And it's a 2-mana card that's not going to swing your game so that you will beat a noob, where you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, and then if you're essentially saying that this card is really, really good against noobs. You know what's also good against noobs? Playing
Good
well.
cards.
Good
Playing good cards
cards.
well. All right. Going back to the good cards, we're back at 135. So this is like Curse Vagrant, like Ambush. 2 mana, 3/2. It's an Ash Tongue Slayer. So it's a raptor with a battle cry that says give a stealth minion +3 attack and immune this turn. So that's like a really good battle cry. It's probably not going to trigger if you play it on turn 2, but if you get it later on, rogues have plenty of stealth minions. And this is a really good battle cry if you get it to trigger.
This is a really high score for a 3 mana, for a 2 mana 3/2,
Yeah.
a 135. Jeez. But yeah, it's because its effect is insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about the next card.
Blackjack Stunner.
Yeah.
1 mana, 1/2. Battle cry. If you control a secret, secret synergies. Return a minion to its owner's hand. It costs 2 more. So a free with initiative freezing trap effect or a super sap for a 1 mana card that also has a body. It's insanely good. It's like one of the best cards ever printed. If you have a secret.
You need secrets.
And as we've gone over, There is a premium secret that is common. There is a rare secret. A rare secret that is common. There is a kind of whatever secret a rare secret that is premium, a common secret that is average for your deck, and then an epic secret that you will never take because it sucks and you'll never be offered it anyway because it's epic. So you're just not going to get that many secrets.
Yeah.
And then you have to synergize it.
And one of the problems with Blackjack Stunner is like, okay, so how good is Freezing Trap? It's really good because it's in Hunter. Like, it's so good because it's in Hunter. I'm not saying it's bad in other classes, but for rogues as well, and especially in this meta, right? It's like, yes, you sap their minion, that's great. Can you finish them off really quickly? Probably not. So it's a really good effect, right? It's really, really good. We have it at 126, which, considering how small it is, that's pretty high. And considering, what you need, it's pretty good. But yeah, if you think about how good is sort of a freezing trap for Hunter, well, it's really good because a lot of the times you get rid of that thing that they want to use to trade with your minions, and then suddenly the game is over in like 1 or 2 turns with Hunter. It's not exactly the case with rogues here.
All right, next you have your Spy Mistress 125. Again, these are like premium cards.
Yeah.
So 1 mana 3/1 stealth. You know that 1 mana 2/1 stealth that's neutral? Well, you're rogue, so you get an extra attack even on a 1-drop. It's good. You want it.
Very good. 125.
Mm-hmm.
Deep analysis.
Mm-hmm. Greyheart Sage is epic. It is also like 123, basically the same. This is like your Firehawk levels. 3 mana 3/3 battle cry. If you control a stealth minion, draw 2 cards.
Insane.
Cool.
If you proc it.
Yeah, there's not that many stealth cards. I mean, there's a decent amount of stealth cards in Rogue, but not like the most amount of stealth cards.
Right, and then it's one of those things where you have to control it on, like, it still has to be stealth.
Yeah,
like there are some stealth cards, but you have unstealthed them already, etc. So the fact that you're giving up a stat means a lot, but the fact that this is 123 means we don't, like, the algorithm is saying it is such a good effect that it doesn't matter, because 3 mana 3/3s are terrible. They're terrible. They're actually terrible.
They're like 70 score or something like that. I don't even know.
Yeah, but 3 mana 3/3 draw 2 cards is bustedly good. And then that's where it averages out. So,
all right. So we've gone over like all the rogue cards, I think.
Yeah.
And
so they're fine.
Yeah,
they're okay.
They do things. There's a secret package that you'll use because there's some good secrets, but you don't care too much about. There's the stealth package, which is nice, but it's like the hunter, right? Like there's a beast package which you'll use, and they're nice, but like, was it really helping you win the game? Like, not too many, right? The power level is not matching the like stuff that like demon hunters and paladins have.
Yeah.
You're like, rogue is one of the like okay-ish down kind of like classes. It's not a total miss, but it's not that great either. Yeah, and if you're wondering how rogues will play, this does not change how rogue plays at all. Rogues play based on their classic set and their basic set. So you're going to dagger on 2. You're going to have a lot of 3-drops. You're going to abuse your dagger. You're going to, push your opponent when you can. You have some card draw still that can boost you in the later game. You want to focus them on taunts, especially because we're in the meta where you can't go too fast anymore. Like, rogues really need a lot of taunts and heals, and they have no heals in their set. So they need to like take a lot of heals from the neutral set and a lot of taunts. And they're just going to have to like try to get into that late game, and they're just not the best built for it. I think this is going to be one of the few metas because of how not important curve is, and how there's other like curves are doing. There's really strong curve, which actually really hurts rogue, because rogue's dagger is their turn 2. And if you have a really strong curve on turn 2, that messes with how okay the dagger is on turn 2. So I think all that is actually going to come together and make rogues, like despite their hero power, like even without any micro adjust, just like one of the weaker classes. Like it's one of the rare metas where rogues are going to be one of the weaker classes, just right off the bat.
Cool. All right, legendary time.
Legendary time. Rogues have 2 legendaries like everybody else, and they suck. Well, one sucks. Shadow
Jewel. The other's like,
Yeah, Shadow Jeweler Hanar is a 2-mana 1/5. Kind of interesting. Shades of that mech thing. After you play a secret, discover a secret from a different class. Again, you just don't have that many secrets.
You have to play this first, and then you have to play secret. You won't have that many secrets. This has to survive. It's not fantastic. That's it. It's an 80. All right, let's talk about the other one. That's like, okay.
This is like the worst prime card.
This is the worst prime card.
It's a 3-mana 3/4 stealth. Deathrattle. Shuffle a Kama Prime into your deck.
And a Kama Prime is a 6-mana 6/5 that's permanently stealth. So you can attack with it. It'll still be stealth. It doesn't matter. Now, this might be the card of your Smork Wet Dreams, okay? And that's good. Like, you can Smork forever. But you know what this like can't do? It can't attack on the turn that it comes out. It's understated. It gets taunted, and you know what we have in this meta? Tons of fat taunts. Its effect is nice, but look, if you are in a position in which you can, with 6 mana, put down a minion that has no initiative, and then keep on going face with it without regard to the board, you won anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You won anyways. So what do you get most of the time? You actually get an understated minion as your prime card. WTF?
Yeah.
What is that?
So there's people who are in chat that are asking, like, really? Is a 3-mana 3/4 stealth like not higher than a 106? It is.
Mm-hmm.
You're shuffling a bad card into your deck.
You're actually shuffling a bad card into your deck, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are. So yeah, a 3-mana 3/4 stealth is really good, but you're actually making your draw bad.
And like, remember, the games go on for a while now, so you're gonna draw that card quite frequently.
Yeah. And so once again, your dreams of plopping it onto the board, going face, and then like, because here's the thing. A 6-mana 6/5 stealth is like not great. So like you have to think that the permanent stealth is so good.
Mm-hmm.
But that really means that after the initial attack, it's like you put it down, it can't attack. Next turn you go face with it, and then they can't interact, and then you go face with it again.
And it never gets taunted.
You know,
or
you sort of like double trade with it or something. It's just the stats matter. Like the stats matter a lot. And once again, in that like dream scenario that you guys are thinking of,
it's still really delayed.
Yeah. So, yep, that's it. Bad card. It's crazy. But yeah, this is on average a bad like shuffle into your deck.
All right. Okay. I think, yeah, to give you an idea, Dreadraven is like basically a neutral 3/4, and a neutral 3/4 is a 106. So this one, the bad shuffle kind of cancels out the stealth on the initial body. All right. I think that's it for Rogue. Let's move on to Shaman next. Do you want to give any shout outs before we head out?
Oh god. Shout out to, I don't know, to me for doing this.
Wow. You shout out yourself twice already.
I can't think of anyone else. I can only think of myself at this point.
I want to give a shout out to all the Twitch subs who continue to sub to us. And
oh yeah.
They're wonderful. You guys are here on Twitch. You know this is still the bulk of our income, like from the streams. It's still through Twitch subs, and we really appreciate all you guys, whether you've been here for 20, 30, 40, 50 months, or if you're a newish sub. Thank you guys so much for contributing to the goat. Next we're doing Shaman, which is going to feel very different than this rogue discussion. Tune in.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.